Chateau Miraval is racing second up in the Group 3 Scarborough Stakes for the fillies at Moonee Valley. I feel the trip down to Melbourne's what the filly's been looking for. She was disappointing first up, but I think going down to this particular race will be suitable for her. I think she'll enjoy the Moonee Valley track and she can certainly bounce back. And what looks to be a very competitive race, no doubt she's much better than what we've seen first up from her going back through her two-year-old form. She's run some very honest races against the right horses. Dawn Service will step out in the Stud Stakes over the 1,600 metres, a Group 2 for the 3-year-olds. He was excellent winning last start at Flemington. I think naturally he should really appreciate the step up to the 1,600 metres. Looks to have trained on nicely. He's in a good spot where he is at present. He looks to be right at the peak of his preparation. So looking forward to him putting in a solid performance for the team. It looks a lovely race for him to utilise his natural speed that he's got. It looks to be a lovely race and the track should suit. Osmose is racing first up in the Stock Stakes. She's a very honest mare. The distance may be a little bit short of her best. She's only going to continue to improve as she gets deeper into the campaign. Once we see her over a little bit further, she's going to really come into her own. But she's a very honest mare who rarely runs a bad race. All attention at Rosehill will be on the Golden Rose, the Group 1 for the 3-year-olds over the 1,400 metres. The stable has 3 leading chances in the race. Storm Boy, third up here. Coming off a solid performance there, second up in the Run to the Rose, the traditional lead-up race. He was very dominant in his first up performance in the San Domenico. I think he should really appreciate the 1,400 metres. He's got the wide draw to contend with, but I think he can overcome that with his class. Mayfair is one that's up and coming through a different form line here. He was excellent over the 1,400 metres there last start. I think he's a very honest horse and he continues to show really nice improvement throughout the preparation. A Node comes through the same form line as Storm Boy. He was first up into the Run to the Rose and put in potentially a career best performance there where he peeled off his back and was very strong late. I think he'll appreciate the step up to the 1,400 metres. Hopefully we can see an improving dry track for him as that'll be key to his chances. Tropical Squall is returning to the races in the Group 2 Golden Pendant over the 1,400 metres for the fillies and mares. Looks to be a lovely race for her. I feel she's much better placed here than what we saw her first up performance. She looks to be back in really good shape. I've been very pleased with how she's continued to progress over the last week since her recent trial. She looks in really good order and looks to be a lovely race for her. New Endeavour and Bases Loaded will meet once again in the Shannon Stakes, a Group 2 quality over the 1,500 metres. They met last start in the Theo Mark Stakes where Bases Loaded was very honest, leading from the outset, sticking on very well to finish a very close second. New Endeavour finished off very strongly over a distance that was short of his best. I'd like to think that the 1,500 metres here is going to be much more suitable setup for him. But also one that will continue to improve as we can get deep into the campaign and get over a little bit further. But 2 honest horses that can show nice improvement off their first up run. Campaldino is racing the Colin Stephen quality over 2,400 metres. He is racing a little bit out of his grade at present, but we do think he's a nice progressive stayer. Honest effort from him last start where he led up the field. Just out on his feet late, but I think he'll continue to show nice improvement after that solid run over the 2,400 metres previously. So I'd expect him to be very competitive for us, even though he's stepping up in grade. Ikasara is racing first up in the Heritage Stakes. A really important race for the 3-year-olds, kicking off their sprinting 3-year-old campaign. He's been to the races on one occasion, which was as a 2-year-old at Rosehill. He was very honest on that occasion, winning in what turned out to be a very hot form race. He's had 2 solid trials in preparation for this, and he looks nice and forward for this first up run. Both Raff Attack and I'm a Dirty Rascal will take their place in the benchmark 88 handicap over the 1,900 metres. Raff Attack's been very consistent this campaign. The distance should suit. He was taken back last start in what ended up being a slowly run race, which didn't suit, made it difficult to make up the ground from the position that he was in. We may look to see him a little bit more positive in the run on Saturday. I'm a Dirty Rascal was excellent being first up. I thought he found the line nicely from a position that would have been difficult to win given the speed of the race. He potentially may be looking for a little bit further now at this point of the campaign, but I thought his first up performance was certainly very honest. Sir Lucan is racing at Mornington on Sunday in the Ansett Classic over the 2,400 metres. Looks to be a lovely race for him. He's travelled down and arrived in good order. I thought he was very honest with his effort in the Newcastle Cup. He stuck on gamely in what's usually a very good form reference. So given that, I feel he looks well placed here, and hopefully we can see him bounce back to the winning stall.